Welcome to my channel, guys. My name is James. Today we're going to be making another recreation, or we're going to be recreating a breakfast sandwich of Gordon Ramsay's, but instead of doing the Cajun sandwich that he made, which looks absolutely delicious, we're going to be doing a Spanish variant of it since we're in Spain and we're going to be using some Spanish ingredients. And it's probably not the ingredients that you think that we're going to use because I have a secret ingredient, which I'll explain a little later. So guys, before we get going, be sure to like the video down below and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, then that little red button down below. And let's get started with this delicious recipe. So to start this recipe off, the first thing that we're going to make is the aioli. Now, I made a video not that long ago on how to make aioli, which I can leave a link down below, or you can click here as well in the top corner if you want to check that out. It is in Spanish, but it has English subtitles, and that's my only Spanish video. So if you want to go see how I speak or how I was speaking in Spanish in front of the camera, then you can go and check that video out and, well, at least tell me what you think. But just to have a quick reminder on how to make a very quick aioli, we're gonna take at least 1 to 2 egg yolks, and we're gonna take a little container. I'm gonna have my hand wand ready, and we're going to take at least 1 clove of garlic. I'm not making that much, I'm just making a little batch. Now I'm going to emulsify the sunflower oil with the egg yolk. You wanna put this on a continuous blend and slowly add the oil in, otherwise it will not start to emulsify. This step is the most important when making an emulsification. And once you have added a little bit of oil and it starts to emulsify, you can start adding a little more until it starts to thicken. After it has started to emulsify, this is the point that you can add a little bit of lemon juice as well as a little bit of salt. Now once we have the aioli ready, we're going to cut our croissant. And then I'm just gonna take I'm gonna take a little saute pan or my paella pan. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to it, season the pan, and I'm going to season the croissants. We're just going to put them in the pan, turn the heat up. Once the croissants start to develop a golden brown color to them, you're gonna flip them and then cook them on both sides, just enough to have a little bit of color and to heat them up. Then we're going to set those aside. And now we're going to work on our secret ingredient. Also guys, if you want to learn how to make your own croissants at home, then I will leave a link down below to a good friend of mine who has a YouTube channel as well. Her name is Chef Sally. She's a pastry chef, an excellent pastry chef and chocolatier, and she has a video on how to make your own croissants at home. So please, when you have the time, feel free to check out that video, and if you make it, let her know how much you like her recipe. And since we're going to be doing a Spanish version of this sandwich today, I'm going to be using what's called Ibérico Secreto or Jamón Secreto. And this is a cut of pork that comes more or less right behind the shoulder, right here. And it comes from Jamón Ibérico. Now in Spain there are 2 types of pigs, or 2 types of ham. It's very, well, distinct. You have Jamón Serrano and Jamón Ibérico. Jamón Ibérico, or the black hoof, is a pig that's it's more expensive, it's the higher quality meat, and what they do is they feed the pigs with acorns, so it adds a nice nutty flavor to the meat, and it's also a little more expensive, but you notice the difference. Jamón Secreto is normally very common when you visit here. If you see it on the menu, try it at least once, and normally they prepare it in a very simple way. It's just a little bit of salt and maybe a little bit of pepper, but then either on the grill or sauteed, and that's it. Nothing else, because the meat has a lot of flavor in it, and you don't want to cover that flavor up, especially when you pay so much for the little pigs that have been eating acorns, and then you're just going to slap salsa or a rub all over it, and then, well, you lose the flavor. Now for the Ibérico Secreto, I'm just going to divide it into smaller pieces, and I'm gonna cut off any excessive fat. We don't want too much. I'm gonna get my little saute pan hot, very hot. I'm gonna put just a little bit of oil in the pan, not that much, and I'm going to put the ham in, and I'm gonna season it. This is very important. You want a nice golden brown color to it, if you can get that. If you have a grill, even better, grill it, because that's the best way to enjoy Jamón Secreto. Now, if you didn't burn your pan, this is good, because we want that residual flavor from the jamón in the pan. Now, if you did burn it, and if you notice some black pieces, wash the pan out and clean it, otherwise it's gonna add a very bitter flavor to the egg. But if you didn't burn it, congratulations. Now we're going to add a little bit of butter to the pan. We're going to add our egg, pre-cracked, because then it's easier to get a uniform shape. And we're going to make our little egg sunny side up today. You want a little bit of salt, season it on top, and the butter, as you can tell, if you add a little at a time, will start to brown a little bit, and this is called beurre noisette or hazelnut butter, which adds a bit of a nutty flavor to the eggs. And once the egg is more or less at this stage, you can take this off and let it sit off to the side. If you want it to continue cooking, it's going to continue cooking in the pan. If you want to stop the cooking process, take it out of the pan. All right, now after we have everything cooked, I'm going to take my little tomato and I'm just going to cut some thin slices, or rings from my tomato. And then I'm going to take a little bit of lettuce and we're just going to cut the center piece out so it lays better on the sandwich. And as well as the jamón ibérico, or the secreto, I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces just so it's easy to lay on the croissant. Now to start mounting the croissant, we're going to take our aioli. I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom. I'm going to add my lettuce. I'm going to add the tomatoes as well, layer them. Then I'm going to add my manchego cheese that I cut. Again, manchego is a very Spanish cheese, so a lot of good flavors here. And after that, I'm gonna add the jamón secreto. We're just going to layer it on top. I'm going to add a little more aioli. And finally, I'm gonna add my sunny side up egg. Now I have to admit that this is a very tasty sandwich and the aioli adds a lot of flavor to it, as well as the beurre noisette with the brown butter with the egg. But this, when you come to Spain, this is not a typical sandwich that you're going to find here because the sandwiches here are a little different. So this is more of a fusion type, northern type sandwich with a few Spanish ingredients, because trust me, you're not gonna find a croissant sandwich here with jamón secreto, etc., cheese, tomato, lettuce, and all this. So if you want this, you have to make it at home. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this delicious Spanish version of this croissant sandwich. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to write me down below and to ask me in the comments down below. And to let you guys know, I'm gonna be streaming live on Twitch as well for live cooking videos, as well as continuing my YouTube and also doing live videos on YouTube. So a lot of videos. So guys, I'll leave the link down below for my Twitch account if you can go and click on it and help me out to start, because as you know, it's quite difficult to start anything online. And I'll also be leaving Jim's account down there as well, since he's also starting his own cooking channel as well. So if you don't have a Twitch account, it's super easy to make one. Please go down, fill out the form, and support both of us. And if you haven't subscribed already to my YouTube channel, please do as well. Anyway guys, thank you very much. I'll see you guys again soon, and take care.